Hello, Chris back with my fourth video in my God of War series. And in the last video, we made the long journey through the woods. We met Brok. We came across the witch, which anybody that's played this game knows who she is. So with that done, let's continue on and just see where we go. So we have a bit to do now. We have access to the boat. We should be going through the witch's just underneath her house through all this area here. And oh. So a lot of times with any airborne enemies, the axe sort of locks onto them, but other times you have to try and aim it.
Nightmares.
Okay, so the few things that you can do around here is that you can get a couple little items that are on the grounds. There is something behind here. Oh, it looks like we got some Norddrauger. Well, that was easy enough. Might as well take out that statue just in case. And so you can move this big thing out of the way, and that allows you to access the chest over here. And I forget what's in the chest. I think it's just some resources. Yep. So steel we definitely need. And there's not a lot of point in pushing this just now, since the basement, until the water levels start dropping, too much of it is left just inaccessible. But we can at least get this out of the way. So Kratos just pushes into the water, and he can jump across.
Do you know what is under the surface?
No. It's pitch black.
Yeah, Kratos always seems to give some pretty good advice. Do not touch the water if you can't see what's in it. Good enough advice. So you have these items here that, until you get an item further in the game, you're not going to be able to access those. What else? Yeah, I think that's basically it for here. So it's time to just continue on. Yep, there's another area over here that you won't be able to access until later. So the world pretty much opens up at this point. It's just there's some areas that treasure behind it is going to be inaccessible until later. Alright, so we have another accessory. This one increases vitality. I'm not going to use that. The one we have right now adds luck. And it's just the default equipment, so we'll stick with that. And here we go. We found our boat.
Now we'll get to the mountain quick. I just can't believe I'm here. And all this. There was a time I thought I'd never leave our woods. Or even my own beds.
You are not to blame for your sickness.
Oh, I know. I guess I'm just
Yep, so
this is great.
getting out of here is... it takes a little bit of time, but things start picking up from this point, and...
There's the mountain. Look how close we are.
We flow into seawater.
I think we're less than 2 weeks away now from God of War 2.
That smells the sea.
And just, I've been watching some of the trailers for it, and some of the game developers talk about it, and man, is it looking better and better all the time.
Look at that. It's Thor.
Thor, god of thunder.
That's right. I never thought you listened when Mother spoke of the gods.
I seldom did.
So, you can actually see the map here, so a lot of it's pretty much unexplored, but now that we have the boat, everything is just so much more open.
That sounds like Baldur.
Baldur.
And Atreus basically gives us the hint now of who the stranger was.
Why do you ask?
No point in hiding spoilers now, it's Baldur.
I
So,
see rooms there. His chest. I can't quite make it out.
alright, so we're close enough, and then here is where we meet the World Serpents. You can almost see in the background there the scales.
It reads,
So,
sacrifice
but
your arms to the
regardless,
center
it's
of the
still a
water,
pretty cool
awakened
introduction.
above the cradle of the world. What? throw our weapons into the water? Guess that won't be a problem for you. Are you gonna do it?
Sometimes it's weird that he listens to Atreus. Like, why on earth would you throw your weapon in the water just for the sake of it? But he's so used to it coming back that he probably doesn't think that much of it. Just humor his son.
The axe did not return.
Yep, so here's where we meet the World Serpent. I saw some size comparisons, and even compared to the Titans, the World Serpent is so much larger than they are. By quite a bit too. But they say that he wraps around the worlds, hence the name. But if Thor actually fought him to a stalemate, it's going to be interesting to see Thor in God of War Ragnarok. And there we go. Eater imbued.
Take on board!
Oh yeah! This is great!
Boy, that part is loud. So loud it shakes the area around us.
Yeah! Mom said he's friendly!
What does it say?
I don't know!
How would he know? Yeah, they're gonna have to have the World Serpent come back. You can't just have a massive character like that introduced and
See that?
met several times and then just
And there's a
not put it
statue
in
of
there
Thor.
anymore.
Except I can see a lot more of him now.
The water dropped, and the serpent rose.
Yeah, so this is the first time the
That
water
must be why the
drops,
beach
and then
wasn't
it
there
drops a
before.
little.
See?
Oh, you can actually see one of
And there's
Odin's
the
ravens
mountain.
flying around
Look
there.
it. That building leads from the foot of the mountain to that golden temple.
It was all just under the surface.
Except for the statue. Good thing, huh? There's even a dock. There, next to the flag.
All right, so let's go to the dock. And
We're going to the dock first, right?
of
We'll be
course,
the first people to walk on it in who knows how long.
You know of that serpent?
He's one of the giants. He's so big he's wrapped around the whole world and bites his own tail.
An exaggeration.
I don't know. Looked pretty big to me.
yeah, I love how the boat parts of this game are filled with dialogue. I think there's so much put into it that
A very long time.
compilations of the game have shown that the stories essentially go for a couple hours, so there's always that. Yeah, it's good that they fill up everything with just dialogue.
Is this the way to the mountain?
It would seem.
If it isn't the bearded beaver, it is Sac-Seed. Have I got something for you, too?
Oh god, I forgot about that
What?
part. That part's awesome.
But how did you...
None of your fucking business. Now get in here. I got something for you.
Oh,
and
God.
don't go making pig eyes at my spot. I saw it first.
Okay.
Brok has the best lines. The bearded beaver and his
What do you
Sac-Seed.
think he wants?
To test our
What are you
patience.
doing here? None of your
When
effing
word gets out
business.
about my new shop, folks will finally come out of hiding. They'll be clawing all over each other just to catch a whiff of my wares. You rust around like that everywhere? Yeesh.
Oh god, that was just too funny. I played through this game a few times and that part still cracks me up. Alright, so Brok here gives you the key to Yggdrasil.
The pile of rocks there. With that
It becomes
key
more
of
useful for
Yggdrasil, you
for
can
travel
open a
later on.
magic door to the branches of the world tree. A shortcut between the realms. If you ever see him out in the world, use it to get back to me quick. But it's only one way. Straight back
So
here
these
and
gates
nowhere
are
else.
in a lot of different
Whatever you
areas,
do,
especially in the areas that you do the side quests on.
ever
It just lets
throw
you get
yourself
past,
over the edge of the path.
gets you back here really quickly.
Yeah, I don't see us wanting that.
Alright, but there's nothing we really have to do here. You can see that there's a crystal over there. That comes into play a little bit later. Does Brok have anything new to say? Yeah, usually you can tell if they have some dialogue just from the A there, but looks like he doesn't. So, time to continue on to the mountain. But, Brok is still hilarious. Alright, so. Yeah, what I want to do is I want to get to the mountain and then set to go to the next realm, do that part, and that's pretty much where I want this video to go. Okay, these guys are actually... They're not too difficult, it's just... Oh, it looks like Atreus is a little bit more helpful now. That's what I was actually gonna talk about there. That these enemies, when you take them out, they explode.
Good luck. That tower leads through to the mountain.
I'm ready.
So you always want to make sure that as soon as their health is down, you're moving out of the way, because that explode, it does poison damage to you as well as a little bit of damage. So I should have avoided that, but I was just not paying enough attention. Anyway, now we go into the building, and this leads towards the tower here. Alright, so let's freeze one of these guys. Oh, and they heal too. So if you can, I probably should have used the axe to freeze him or something, or finished him off sooner, but if you use the finishing move on him, you don't get poisoned. But any stun takes him out as well. Alright, so we took those guys out. These braziers here, Atreus has the ability to read them later on in the game, but that's not until you get the ciphers. And then we have another one of the... I keep forgetting one of the cabinets.
Look, it's the World Serpent. He's so much bigger than I imagined.
So they always give quite a bit of lore from these as well.
He bit Thor.
So anytime that you come across them,
Looks like.
the lore is added to your log. So more than myth, we have 3 of 11 shrines found. Might as well get the... Oh, it was just health. I thought it was...
What is that? It smells awful.
Okay, so the scorn pole's here. Luckily, it's not an issue for too long in the game. But the first time you come through here, you have to freeze those just so you don't get poisoned, because if you were to try and run through them, the damage would be so much that it would take you down.
Oh.
And there's actually some buckets up here. You can take those down. And they give a little bit of hack silver and some resources. So what did we get from this? We got, yep, just hack silver. Alright, so we have our first little thing there. Okay, so if you can get these guys stunned pretty quickly, they're not difficult, but I hate the fact that they burrow under the ground so much. But if you can stun them or finish them off quickly, it's all the better. And then here's our first cipher. So anyone with a weird looking skull in the fog, Atreus breaks with his knife, and then you can get that.
It's a fragment of a language cipher.
So we have 1 of 4. And you can see that there's a little shrine over there.
What were those things?
We can't get that
They
because
smell
it's...
awful.
Your mother called
You need the arrows that are special later on.
She was the one who showed
And
me
that's
how to
where we end
use
up going soon.
What?
It's just funny to think of her teaching you something.
Yes.
Even after hundreds of years, Kratos is still learning things. Oh yeah, the axe, if you leave it behind, Kratos calls to it even though he's going through, like, he doesn't really need to.
Sure is fun.
But he needs it for this part because here we're introduced to Brok's brother, Sindri.
Another dwarf. Should we...
No. He is of no consequence.
Hi, excuse me, but, how did you come by that, axe?
Let
None
his
of your
concern
business.
alone.
And, while I won't dispute that, I know
Yeah,
that
it's weird
blade,
because usually you
it was
see
one
the
of
blood
ours,
and everything
but,
fade from the axe.
we
But
didn't
I
make
guess
it through.
because Sindri's such
Step aside.
I can't.
a clean fanatic that
See the woman we made
they have to
before,
make it seem like it's
I am
so much worse
quite
for him.
fond of her, and I would be somewhat displeased if it turns out that
I'm kind of hoping that Faye's
You did
story
something to her.
expands a bit more in God of War. Maybe actually
was my
see what she
mother's.
looks like or something in a flashback. Who
She left his
knows?
father before she died.
But then again, sometimes just the mystery kind of adds to the game
Faye's
too.
dead?
You don't have to know every little thing about every little character.
I'm very, very sorry to hear that. She was a fierce warrior.
Sometimes you want to leave that open for the future when you can devote more time to it.
Okay. I will make improvements to the axe.
But nobody asked you to.
Well, it's true, but knowing your mother, she
Yeah,
would have
nobody
insisted I
bothered
repair
to
that act of
ask him.
vandalism perpetrated
He
against
just wants
her
to insert
axe by
himself
my
into our lives.
brother.
I knew it. You are Brok's brother. The other half of the brand's here.
In a way, I do like that they introduce Sindri and
The blue
they have
one
Brok,
is your brother.
both essentially doing the same thing,
Yes.
but just
But
having
my
that
talents
little
are
bit
vastly
of
superior.
different
No boast.
characterization between the two helps
I
out.
swear to Freya.
I like how Kratos doesn't put up with this crap, though. Fine, you can
Do
improve
not
the
undo
axe.
his work. Improve upon it only.
Yeah, but can you put it down over
Kratos
there?
isn't gonna
That
put up with your
handle is
No.
crap. No,
filthy. Okay then.
you wanted to improve it
I'll
so
just-
bad, just do it
I will
and
just-
shut up. Sindri.
Oh. 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 Oh, is that dried blood? Oh.
So
Yeah, their
what were
way
you
of
working on?
improving the axe
Oh,
is...
that. I call it the sky
It's good that
mover.
you don't have to go through some
Just
long
that little
animation,
plate's a treasure
but
trove of rare resources.
it's funny that when
Once I
ever
mine it,
Brok improves
I need a
it,
way to bring it all
he
down.
just bangs his hammer
know
on
how
it
to fix
once.
Not
Sindri
even a
uses a
little.
little cleaning brush, and now all the marks are gone from the axe. It's pristine. So that is everything we have to do for Sindri. And
Did
what
you
does he
really
have to
make
say?
that axe for my mother?
Oh, I'd recognize it anywhere. Ask me. It's one of our best. Infused with the echoing screams of 20 frost trolls.
20
Give or
frost
take.
trolls.
But why her? How did you know her?
She sought us out in the beginning. She was a special woman. She wanted to protect people. I suppose we thought it was a chance to give power to someone who'd use it for good. She even spoke our native tongue. She'd say, Madurin sem gengur, egen vigum hans.
Gengur I.
That's right. That's impressive. I see a lot of her in your eyes. You know?
Thanks, Sindri.
Don't touch me.
What? I didn't. I won't. I'll come back later.
Just a little bit of personality to them. So there's a couple things you can get around. You can do around here. So if you look through here, there's a scornful there. We're gonna get that in a minute because we have a little bit of a fight coming up here. A couple enemies up here once we
Atreus,
get out of
follow
the
me.
ring there, and just have to take them out before you can really do anything. Like with many things, if you can use the terrain to your advantage. So sometimes, yeah, with these guys, if you can do a parry for them, it really makes it easier to take them down. Alright, so I just saw... Yeah, anytime you can parry for those guys, it's good. Shh. Okay, so we have one over there.
I'm ready.
Yeah, when you're dealing with a lot of enemies, they can be a nuisance. But Atreus already seems to be improving quite a bit. Like, it looks like he's countering the enemies pretty well. Alright, so we have one more guy up there. And they seem to be... Okay, 2 people around. So let's get the one over here first. And then... There you are up there. Alright, so I think that's all of them. Okay. Now with them down, so there's 3 of the signs around here that you have to set to a certain symbol. So the one here, you can't really see what it is until you freeze the scorn pool, but I believe that should take care of it. Yeah, so you usually have to hit that one once, and so it's a flag. Yeah, I think the flag, a B, and actually it's right up here. So a flag, a backwards looking, or an E, and a backwards looking B. So I think we set this one to the yep, there we go. Okay. So yeah, the one that's by the scorn pole over there that's blocked, you have to hit that one on the left once. And now we have another one of the blood need ones. Alright, so now that that's done, what we can do is we can just recall our axe. And there's a chest over here. The scorn pool is... Where are you? Oh, it's all the way over there. Okay. Yeah, so you have to use a little bit of creative
All dwarves are as weird as Brok and Sindri.
positioning to get it right.
Wonder why they don't get along. I mean...
Alright, so now we are getting the arcane set. So we're not going to bother equipping that right now. I think that's better for defense or runic power. Runic power on cooldown, I think. At least from what I remember. So we got that one. There's another scorn pole over here. I think that gets us some more resources. And let's see. So this is the sky mover that Sindri was talking about. That right now it's broken, but by the time that we're backtracking, it's fixed. So a little bit more resources. And this, I don't think that there's anything over here. I'm just going to quickly check those. So yeah, this chest is blocked, and this one you can't hit until you actually take that bramble away from the scorn pole. So yeah, there's nothing to get over here. Alright, so everything down on the first level is basically done. There is a path that goes off to the far right, but that's, I believe, you need a couple other items for, so we're not going to bother with that one right now either. Recall our axe, and oh, there's a chest here that should have some hack silver. Okay, so up we go.
I can't tell. Are we getting closer to the mountain?
We are.
Well, we're not getting further away. Alright, so scorn pole's around here, and you can see that you have a little revenant that takes off. Let's see. So I believe we get our second piece of the arcane set somewhere around here. Alright, there's the scorn pole.
There.
She really doesn't want anyone open.
So we get the entire arcane set by the time we get to Alfheim. I think that's what I'll put on next. It's just right now I kind of think the strength is more important for the upcoming fight, and I'm going to try and avoid taking hits rather than relying on more defense. Right. So that's done, and one more scorn pool. There we go.
Revenants, go quick!
I really hate these revenants. Okay, good. We got him stunned. Those finishes are brutal. I hope they stay just as brutal come the next game. Alright, so I thought I saw a couple little items drop on the ground. Maybe not. Okay, so this actually leads to the one area that is basically a dead end, so these are all over the place. You can't do anything with them right
It's
now,
locked magically.
but the hidden chambers all lead to a Valkyrie. Okay, so we got that done. The right path is this way. Okay. I think it's this way. Yep. All right. So now we're back up to full health, which is good. And now the area is getting a little bit snowier as we make our way through the mountain
Do you think
area.
for this last leg up the mountain that maybe I can carry her?
I told you no.
Why?
No.
She meant more to me than you anyway.
What?
I just meant I spent more time with her. You were off hunting a lot.
It'd serve you to stop talking.
Wolves look kind of sick.
Yeah, sometimes it locks on and you don't want it to. And yeah, you can actually knock these guys off the cliff. So that's all that there is to do around here for the time being. Actually, there's a couple things you can do around here. So the third piece of the arcane set is here. There's a couple things you have to knock out. So you have... Okay, so you actually have to break this part first. Position right, and then fire over there. That's where the jar is. So yeah, you have to break apart one of the scorn poles and then freeze the other one, and then we can get the third piece of the arcane set. Oh, okay, it's not the arcane set. Where's the arcane sets? You know, I actually forget. So we don't need any more health right now. Alright, so when we open the door here, this is where we come across our first ogre. So immediately after we lift it, and the tray is looking around. Ogres, they don't have quite as much strength as Kratos. He is just such a powerful god. But he's still, regardless of everything, willing to do everything to protect his son. Taking a brutal bite to the arm. But Atreus isn't so helpless either. And then just whack. A good strike with the axe takes him down.
Father?
And then all of a sudden, a whole bunch more of these. I'm not sure if these are the same, if they're Draugr as well. But I think they probably are, because you have your basic Draugr, then the poison one, then the frozen one. So what I want to do first is take out the extra guys here. Alright, so these... So you actually can use the parry on these guys quite a bit. But if they have the red one... well finish him off with a good old Spartan Rage. Spartan Rage. Alright, there we go. That's how we roll. And backup's almost... Oh, there's one more? Where? Okay, so much for them. Maybe not. Yeah, always quickly dodge from those.
Here? Who built this place?
Alright, so might as well just grab the few little bonuses there. And... Where are the items that I would get? So usually you get a frozen flame... Oh, okay. For some reason they dropped all the way up here. So you have a symbol of truth. And there it is, the frozen flame. So now when we get to one of our smith buddies, we can upgrade the axe, but that's not going to be for a little while. And there we go. We've come to the mountain's base.
Whoa. I can see why Mom wanted us to bring her here.
Indeed.
So, yeah, even though the game's a few years old now, and we're in another generation of console, the graphics are still pretty amazing, but we have another little obstacle here to get.
Is that smoke?
Okay, so there's not much we can do around here. I think there is supposed to be a chest that has the final item. So I have 2 of the arcane pieces. The third chest is... Okay, that's not it. Huh, did I miss a chest? I think I might have missed a chest somewhere along the way. I'm just not sure where. Oh well. I can always do it when I backtrack to try and get a lot more items later.
Stay back, boy.
What?
Atreus really doesn't listen. Stay back, boy, and he goes
Must find
forward
another
all
way
the
up.
way right to the breath.
The witch. Wish she was here. Bet she could get us past this.
Ask and you shall
My
receive.
magic is useless against the Black Breath, and there's no way around it. Odin saw to that long ago,
What are you doing here?
making sure you can finish your journey.
Why wait to warn us?
I was busy.
Yeah, Atreus is
saving my
really
friend,
trusting at the
if
beginning
you remember.
in this game. Doesn't seem to
The
have
Black
any
Breath is a
sense of
corruption of
skepticism in
magic,
him
even
at all.
I can't dispel. Only the pure light of Alfheim is strong enough to break through. But that road is long. What does this goal mean?
See, in a lot of RPG type games, they really set you on this path where it seems like your journey is going to be very short, but then they start throwing all these obstacles, and you have to get item A to unlock
see more of
the
myself in you
path,
than
and
I'm
then to
willing
get
to
item A, you have to
Maybe.
go through a bit to get to item B,
Maybe by
or
helping
C,
you
or
all make
D,
up for
or
a lifetime of
all the way
mistakes.
down a list, and then once you get all the way back to
Or
the
maybe
first
I just
item, then
like
you
you.
can finally open up your path.
Even though we shot your friend?
I think the worst for that has to be
Even
the
though
Breath
you
of
shot my
Fire
friend.
series,
Yes.
which I'm going to start a playthrough for that sometime soon.
Where must we go?
To
But
a realm.
This game does it
Beyond your
very
own.
well. The story flows so smoothly that it doesn't even seem like you're doing a lot of tedious quest find
We're
or
going to
item
another
finding.
realm? Are you coming with us?
Only for a little while.
Only for a little while.
Yeah, Kratos just does not seem to like company very much. All right, so in the top of the mountain there, you can see that there's another little one of Odin's ravens. So we're gonna take that out before we go on to the sky mover
We'll
here.
use this. Graythaw.
So
Can't. Sindri said it was broken.
Sindri.
The dwarf at the foot of these hills.
He was fixing it when we got here.
No one was there when I passed by.
There we go.
Perhaps he finished. Dwarves are awfully resourceful.
And irritating, based on what
and
you have met.
irritating.
That too.
Yeah, just always break any little jars you can come across, because it's not
Just
much
give
hack
that a
silver,
turn.
but it does help in the end. Alright,
There.
so we are on our way to the next little side mission here. It's very weird though. I thought that I was supposed to
Tyr's
get 3 of
temple
the
is at the
arcane
center
set.
of the lake. It is from there we travel to Alfheim. Thankfully, it's no longer underwater.
Why is that creature in the bay?
No one knows. He
So you
just
can see
appeared one
the
day.
item there that you
Soon
need
after,
the lightning
Thor
arrows
attacked,
for.
and their battle could be felt across all the realms. Ultimately, it ended in a stalemate, and Thor returned to Odin empty-handed. The serpent stayed and grew so large, he now spans all of Midgard.
See? Told you.
They've hated each other ever since, destined to kill each other come Ragnarok.
You believe in Ragnarok?
I dearly wish
I can't wait to
didn't.
see what Ragnarok is like. I mean, it's supposed to be a big apocalyptic event,
You
and
know,
different
we actually talked to
storytellers
the
have a
World
different way of
We
doing it.
did.
An exaggeration.
But
I'm good with
And
languages. Even ones I've
God
never
of War
heard
does
before.
the game
But
so
when
well.
they
So
talk,
Sindri
I
is
can't
gone now.
understand any of it.
God of War does the
Sadly, no
game
one
so
can.
well that I
He speaks a
am
dead
looking forward
tongue.
to seeing it.
Oh. Must be lonely.
So she's telling us that the World Serpent speaks a dead tongue. The only one that can understand it is our our next little
Watch your
ally
step.
here.
Just along here.
You sure? We came through here before and there's no way back across. See?
Is that so? Let me show you something. Are you watching? Liosta.
What? It's solid.
Elven architecture. My bowstring was soaked in the light of Alfheim. It can now reawaken the magic of the elves.
Wait, it won't just disappear, will it?
Not as long as the light shines free. This way.
I want one.
Yeah, I think the Scorn Poles were an
Those
interesting
roots.
little addition,
What kind of magic
but
is
it's
that?
good that
It's
it's
Vanir.
From Vanaheim?
it didn't
You know.
Just
didn't
toys.
devote a ton of
Mother
time
didn't say
to
much
the
about
game
Vanir gods.
by just
Just that
weighing
there
it
was
down
a
with all
war
those
with
things.
As compared to
They're
Odin's
few and
war,
far
you're
between.
the good guy.
There are no good gods, boy. Thought I taught you that.
Okay, so all the dialogue there is finished, and now we open it up. It kind of makes you wonder how Freya got through these. I mean, Kratos opens the door for himself and Atreus, but somehow she got past all that. And it looks like it takes a lot of strength just to
Tyr's
open them.
temple. Built with help from the giants, Great Tyr used
So
it
there's
to
the
travel
World
the
Serpent
9
constantly
realms
looking
and
over.
keep the peace
And I like
between
that
them.
Doesn't seem very peaceful.
he's always
Everywhere we go, we're
he has
attacked.
some kind of movement as he's
Especially by
watching
veterans.
over.
The risen dead grow ever more numerous. Once the roads and trails would have been full of people. Now all have hid or fled.
Yeah, you can access
save
this
for the
part
reavers, savage enough to survive
pretty much
such
at
a
any
war.
time during the game, but it only really has one use throughout it, and that's when we call the World Serpent again. Alright,
Make
so
a right at the bottom of these stairs.
on we go. Now we set the towers back to like working order, and
Hey,
man,
another one of those light crystals.
a very good
Wait
travel
there while
system
I
that they have here.
reawaken the light. Liosta.
That did it. What are we doing exactly?
Mending the disrepair. Start by lifting that axle. Good. Now push it back into place.
Yeah, there's a couple settings that you can do. You can either set the button to constantly tap it, or I prefer just having it held. I don't know. I think I always found that the quick motion of tapping it was just annoying rather than anything.
What? The whole entire bridge is turning. How is the whole entire bridge turning?
A very cool
Boy.
system.
You're really strong.
Just keep pushing until the bridge reaches its first position.
We're almost there.
Tired yet?
No.
He's always been really strong. So about the dead. We heard someone call them Hellwalkers. But what are they?
They are poor, restless souls, denied their judgment and their peace.
By what? Did Vanir magic raise the dead?
It could, once.
Huh.
But this is no
It kind of makes
spell.
you think with
This plague of
just
death
that
is
little
but a
line there
symptom
about the
of a
Vanir
world out of
magic.
balance.
I wonder what
Someone
if we're
has
actually going to
meddled
go
with powerful
to
forces.
her homeland
That is all I
and
know
see
for
what's
sure.
there.
That's perfect.
All right, there we go.
Come back up. We're ready now.
That was impressive. You didn't hurt your back, did you?
I did not hurt my back.
A nice little line there. You didn't hurt your back, did you?
Through these
Because you're getting
doors.
so old.
Wait, so did the giants or the elves build Tyr's temple?
All the races helped with its construction. It was the last great act of cooperation between the realms before peace disappeared for good.
Okay. Good to know. Yeah, one thing that's interesting is that you don't see Freya really travel with us very much, but it just so happens that as she's passing through, both Sindri and Brok disappear. There's the gates, and no Brok.
Leosta.
Your bowstring stopped glowing.
Its power is now depleted. Only a few knocks of magic remained in the bowstring, and we used them.
So now she's making
Your bow,
Atreus' bow magical.
Once you claim the Light of Alfheim, infuse the bowstring with its power.
Very
Don't forget.
And then there's a big bit of exposition here where she just guides us through how
I'll try.
to use the
What measures were
Bifrost.
taken to keep me
And
trapped in Midgard?
It's actually a well thought out
God don't
concept
care
for a
for
game.
Is this it? It's so dark.
This temple
It's
has
stuff
been
that you can
asleep,
almost see
underwater for
working in
almost
real life if
150
there
winters.
were magic,
It
but
needs
there's
only
not.
the light of the Bifrost to reawaken.
Yeah, a lot of lore into this game, and there's some games that do it very well. This just happens to be one of them. Although I wish sometimes, especially when you start
Those roots don't look like your magic.
going through the game a little bit
They
later,
aren't.
you could
These
kind of
roots are
speed
part
this
of the
part up a
Great
little
World
bit.
Tree and make travel between the realms possible.
So there we go. She has the Bifrost. and
Approach
she
the
gives it to
table.
us.
How does it work?
You will need this, a Bifrost, to create travel between realms. It can capture, hold, and transfer the Light of Alfheim. Place the Bifrost there.
There we go.
What now?
Give it a moment. The temple needs time to wake up from its long slumber. It is from this room, and this room alone, that you will be able to cross between realms. What you see before you represents the temple in which we stand, as well as the realm towers that encircle the Lake of Nine outside. All the realms exist in the same physical space, reflections of each other. These doors, the towers outside, and the 9 realms are all intertwined and coexisting
So
on the
there's
branches
Midgard where
of the
we
World
are,
Tree,
Alfheim,
separated only
which
by
is where
the
we're going.
Bifrost Light of Alfheim.
There's
This
Helheim,
place can focus and control that
Muspelheim,
light.
And is this the world
Niflheim.
tree?
That's
Only an
5.
artistic representation of
I
it.
guess Vanaheim would
No,
be another one.
the Yggdrasil is much, much more than this. The Tree of Life is bound
Asgard.
to the fate of the world, just as we are bound to it.
And there's 2
the
other
tree
ones.
nourishes our souls.
I forget what they are.
The dew from its leaves feeds our valleys and rivers. The tree's very existence supports all of creation along its boughs. Its life energy interwoven into the tapestry of life. Birth, growth, death, and rebirth. Every strand
Very elaborate
transcending
explanation.
time, transcending space.
And pretty cool
Everything comes
effects.
back to the tree. So, that's how it works. But I'm guessing you were looking for a more practical answer.
Yes.
Very well.
I guess you were looking for
The bridge you
something a
pushed
little less
outside
wordy.
is currently positioned to lead to the realm of Vanaheim. Instead, turn the wheel to our actual destination, Alfheim.
Okay, so Jotunheim and then one other
The
one.
big bridge outside?
Yes, the wheel turns the bridge, and the bridge aligns to the different realm towers on the lake outside.
Wait, there's no tower on this one.
And that's why realm travel to Jotunheim is impossible. Without a tower for the bridge to lock into, the sequence can't begin.
Okay, so
Every realm
To
has a travel
Alfheim.
rune that unlocks the bridge to that realm. I'm giving you the one for Alfheim. Now you can lock in your destination.
excellent. And just start that up then.
We're ready. Remember to take the Bifrost. You don't want to lose that. Now the realm
Lest you
travel
be
bridge will
trapped.
align, and the realm between realms will open.
Yeah, a lot of times during this point, I usually
See
just
that giant crystal?
kind of
Each
practice a
realm
couple
has
attacks.
corresponding one that
but
focuses and amplifies the power of the
In the
Bifrost,
beginning, you don't have a lot to
opening the
really
bridge to
play
that
with.
realm. That's why realm travel is only possible from this room.
What about that one realm tower missing from the lake?
The Jotunheim Tower disappeared from all realms over 100 winters ago, when the giants vanished from Midgard. Where the tower went and how they moved it remain a mystery.
All right.
It didn't work. We're still here.
Follow me.
The
That's what
Bifrost
you
is
think.
dark.
This trip was its last use. There's no going back until it's replenished with the Light of Alfheim.
So we are trapped.
Someone of your ability should have little trouble getting back to Midgard.
That's
You will be
true.
able to make that
We're
black rock
very
go away?
resourceful.
With the captured Light of Alfheim, yes.
Okay, so now we have our next task to go to the Light of Alfheim, and still no Brok. Oh well. I like how the realms look very different from one another. I think though that Muspelheim kind of was the most plain-looking one. I hope that they expand on that quite a bit
Welcome to
because
Alfheim,
there's
Think you can
they do
stop?
mention Sutar in it, so
The light.
that'll be
I can
interesting
barely
to
see
see.
it. Something's wrong. See that column of light on the horizon? It's housed in the heart of a ring temple. We'll find what we need there. No. No, no, no. Damn it, not yet.
What's happening?
Saber, you would think Kratos would be able to hold on.
Step into the light, but be very careful.
So as many times as I've heard this part, you never really understand what she's saying as the sound kind of drowns her out.
She's not dead.
But, oh well, you got definitely
Not
an
likely.
explanation. Very focused on your mission, aren't you, Kratos?
Look at this place.
Stay by me. Touch nothing.
All right. So now we're in Alfheim. I think that's a good place to end this video. Covered quite a bit. We've seen the lake levels drop. We
probably
met
not
the
coming
World
back,
Serpent.
Is she?
We met Sindri. We were reunited with Brok and got the best line in this game. And now we have a task to go through Alfheim. So this area is fairly long. It's going to probably take a good long video to get through it all. But that's a good place to end this one. So thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. And I'll have the next video up pretty soon.
Someone's told us to head for the
I
giant
definitely want to
rock
get through
shop.
this entire game before God of War Ragnarok comes out and have like a couple days to unwind before then. So I have my work cut out for me, getting this entire one recorded in just a little bit of time, but I think I can do it. So until next time, have a good night and see you next time.